Greetings, geniuses in the making. Welcome to another exciting episode on Lavish Creations, your daily dose of fun and knowledge. Today, we're embarking on a thrilling odyssey, a trip to Mars. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about Mars? Well, it's often called the red planet, but do you know why? It's because the iron-rich rocks and dust covering its surface give it a reddish appearance, kind of like a gigantic rusted ball spinning in space. Let's put it this way. Remember the movie Wall-E? When Wall-E lands on a strange, deserted planet, that's what Mars feels like, a whole new world waiting to be explored. Just think about it, a place where every step you take is a step no one else has taken before. Isn't it exciting to think about visiting Mars? Just imagine standing on another planet, looking up at the sky. Now, if we're going to Mars, we better pack our bags, right? But what should we bring? Well, first things first. We need food. Now, I don't mean a bag of chips and candy bars. Our food has to be lightweight, non-perishable, and nutritionally dense. Think astronaut ice cream, dehydrated fruits, and vacuum-sealed meals. And no, unfortunately, we can't bring pizza because it doesn't travel well in zero gravity. Imagine floating pepperoni. That could be a real space hazard. Next up, water. We can't bring all the water we need with us, it's too heavy, so we'll bring some and recycle it. Yes, you heard that right. We'll be drinking yesterday's coffee and yesterday's bath water. Don't worry, it's all filtered and cleaned. It's not like we're sipping from the Martian lakes. Oxygen, we can't forget about oxygen. Mars' atmosphere is very thin and mostly carbon dioxide, which isn't great for breathing, so we'll need to bring our oxygen supply. And not just in giant tanks, but also in the form of plants. Plants can help convert carbon dioxide back into oxygen. So we're going to Mars with a mini forest. And finally, warm clothes. Mars can be chilly with temperatures dropping to minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit at night. That's colder than a snowman's nose. So we'll need to pack thermally insulated spacesuits to keep us cozy, and maybe a hot cocoa machine. Because nothing beats a hot cocoa on a cold Martian night, right? And I almost forgot. We can't forget our toothbrush, can we? Martian cavities are the worst. And if you thought going to the dentist here on Earth was scary, try imagining a dentist visit on Mars. All right, our bags are packed. Let's see where we're going to stay. Now, we can't just pitch a tent on Mars, can we? We need a special kind of home. Imagine living in a home that's not just a roof over your head, but a lifesaver. That's right. Living on Mars would require special habitats that can protect us from radiation, provide oxygen, and even recycle water and waste. Sounds like living in a super advanced science project, doesn't it? These habitats would be our own little bubbles of Earth right there on the red planet. They would have to be sturdy, like the brick houses the third little pig built in the fairy tale. Only instead of bricks, we'd use materials that can withstand the harsh Martian environment. And just like in the movie Wall-E, we'd have to create our own little ecosystem inside these habitats. That means we'd grow our own food. Potatoes, anyone? Remember how our hero Wall-E had to take care of that little plant? We'd be doing something similar, but on a much larger scale. But it's not just about surviving. We'd want to thrive and have fun too, right? So these habitats would also include space for exercise, work, and play. Imagine playing a game of tag and bouncing around in the lower gravity. That would be a hoot. And you know what's even more exciting? These habitats wouldn't be built by astronauts. They'd be built by robots even before humans set foot on Mars. It's like having your house ready and waiting for you when you move to a new place. Only this time, the new place is an entirely different planet. Living in these special habitats on Mars might sound like something out of a science fiction movie. But remember, every great achievement starts with a dream. And we humans are really good at turning our dreams into reality. Living on Mars sure sounds different from living on Earth, doesn't it? But wait until you hear about how we'd get there. So, how are we going to travel millions of miles to Mars? On a bicycle? No way! Picture this. We have a spaceship. Not just any spaceship, but a super-duper humongous one. Think about the spaceship from the movie Toy Story, but 100 times bigger. It's designed to withstand the harsh conditions of space and equipped with the most advanced technology. It is our home away from home, complete with sleeping quarters, a kitchen, and even a gym. After all, astronauts need to stay fit even in space. Now, let's talk about the journey. Are we there yet? Not quite. The journey to Mars is not a quick hop, skip, and a jump away. It's a bit like embarking on the longest road trip ever. But instead of a few hours or days, it takes about 9 months. That's right, 9 whole months. That's as long as it takes a baby to grow inside their mom's belly. Except, instead of being born into the world at the end of these 9 months, we're stepping foot on a whole new planet. The journey is long and filled with many challenges. Imagine traveling in a car without stopping for months on end, but in space. There's no roadside diners or pit stops, but that's where our spaceship comes in handy. It's packed with everything we need for our journey, from food and water to entertainment. And the spaceship doesn't just go straight to Mars, it follows a specific path called a Hohmann transfer orbit, which is like a giant cosmic highway that uses the gravity of the Earth and Mars to save fuel. Think of it as a slingshot that propels us all the way to Mars. Phew, that sure is a long journey. But guess what? We made it to Mars. Welcome to Mars, explorers. It's time to step out and see what this red planet has to offer. Now, let's imagine we're stepping onto Mars for the first time. The ground beneath our feet is red and dusty, kind of like the color of a sunset. But unlike a sunset, the sky above is not blue, but a pinkish hue. Isn't that something? Now, what might we find on Mars? Well, scientists believe there could be frozen water beneath the surface. Imagine that, ice skating on Mars. But don't get your hopes up for a Martian snowball fight just yet. We're still looking for that frozen water. And what about life? Would we find little green Martians? Well, no. But there might be something even more fascinating. Microscopic life forms. Yes, you heard that right. Tiny, teeny, weeny creatures that you would need a microscope to see. Now here's a joke for you. Why did the rover break up with Mars? Because it said, "I need space." Get it? Space! Oh, the cosmic puns just keep on coming. As we explore more of Mars, we might stumble upon mountains, valleys, and even volcanoes. Yes, Mars has the tallest volcano in the solar system, named Olympus Mons. It's like Mount Everest's big brother. But don't worry, it's not active, so there's no chance of a Martian lava flow spoiling our adventure. Don't forget to keep an eye out for Martian mice. Just kidding. There aren't any mice on Mars, but wouldn't that be funny? A little mouse with a space helmet hopping around in the Martian soil. Exploring Mars is like stepping into a science fiction movie, but it's real, it's exciting, and it's waiting to be discovered. Wow, what an adventure. But it's time to head back home. So let's strap in, buckle up, and prepare for the journey back to our blue planet. Until next time, space explorers, keep looking up and dreaming big. And just like that, we're back on Earth. What a journey, right? We've been all the way to Mars and back. We packed our bags imagining what we might need on a different planet. We explored the idea of living on Mars and learned about the challenges and excitement that could bring. We took an imaginary journey, crossing the vast expanse of space, and arrived on the red planet. Once there, we explored, discovering the unique features of this fascinating place. Along the way, we shared some fun facts like how Mars is named after the Roman god of war, or how its day is only a little longer than ours on Earth. Remember, spending 10 minutes daily with Lavis Creations will make you a genius! If you enjoyed our trip to Mars, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel. Stay tuned for more fun and learning. Thank you, and bye from Lavanya G.